How's it going, everybody? It's your boy, the Glue-On Gun here. So, I kind of find this video to be extremely hilarious, because we're going from one individual who actually has concrete evidence against another individual for being an extremely predatory individual, to now talking about someone who has absolutely zero fucking evidence to try and prove someone is, in fact, a predatory individual. Because today, we are talking about Saythe. Saythe? How the fuck do you even pronounce this shit? You know what, I'm just gonna say Saythe because that's just how it's spelled. Saythe is a small commentary channel who, as of recording this, has just under 1,000 subscribers. This entire situation involves not only Saythe, but another individual who is in fact the unfortunate victim of Saythe here, and that is none other than Road Breach, an individual who, personally, I know very little about. I've checked his channel, and, I mean, the content looks alright, it's just kinda not for me, whatever. So you're probably wondering, what in the world has Saythe actually done? What has he said? What are the allegations here? Let's go back in time, like a couple months or so. Individuals such as Psychonaut Therapy, Brother Nero 2.0, as well as a few others, ended up coming across Saythe's channel, and the first thing that they had ultimately noticed was the fact that Saythe's editing style is very, easy headache material.
Do I need to prove myself?
Listen here, Saythe. I'm tired of your bullshit. I'm going to use my power to save the universe from you. I'm Road Breach.
And that's not even getting into the fact that Saythe's voice just does not work for commentary in the fucking slightest. Like, I tried watching Saythe's video, where he made the allegations against Road Breach. I couldn't understand half the fucking words that he was trying to say. Like, Jesus Christ. Just take a listen.
Road Breach, an infamous person, allegedly a mechanophile, and well, even harsher, a pedophile. Now for a fact, it's proven he's into furry porn, and other borderline, not safe for work stuff.
Honestly, if you were able to understand any of that, either A, you're lying, or B, you're better at understanding accents than I am, and maybe you could just be a translator for me in the future if I need to cover this idiot again. But of course, you know, Road Breach ended up mentioning the terrible editing style and whatnot, and Saythe, being the insecure little man-child that he is, ended up taking that as an extreme offense and decided to just kind of start this really petty back and forth between himself and Road Breach. It honestly didn't really lead anywhere up until like a few days ago, when Saythe ended up making a video in which he tried to claim that Road Breach was a pedophile, a zoophile, and a mechanophile. And not just within the video alone, but also within the actual goddamn thumbnail, meaning that, for some reason, he's trying to claim this as fact. When Saythe was confronted about any kind of evidence for this information, well, he basically just said that, well, the person who gave him these allegations didn't have any evidence whatsoever, and when he was asked why he didn't bother to research any of it, his excuse was that his stomach fucking hurts whenever he tries to do research. I shit you not, I will put that fucking screenshot on screen. This is by far one of the worst excuses I think I've ever seen from any human being whatsoever. And this person is apparently freshly 18 years old. And on the topic of that, he also claims that he apparently went to college for video editing, despite the fact that, at least if Krillix is to be believed, within the country that Saythe lives in, which is Canada, you can't even go to college until you are 18. Do you want to know the main difference between you and I, Saythe? That is, I actually have a certificate in digital film and video production. I've actually gone to a college course. It was only for 1 year, but I have a certificate for video production, unlike you. Now, of course, I would ask you for any kind of proof of any kind of certificate or diploma when it comes to video editing or anything along those lines, but I'm pretty sure that would just make your stomach hurt, wouldn't it? Saythe ultimately was just proven to have absolutely no evidence behind it, and of course people were kind of laughing at it, mainly Brother Nero, Krillix, and Psychonaut Therapy, just kind of laughing at just how stupid it was. Obviously, Road Breach ended up making his own response to Saythe's absolutely idiotic video, to which Saythe's response was to quite literally rally his viewer base to mass report Road Breach's response video, which ultimately failed because it's still on Road Breach's channel to this day. Yeah, a lot of good that did you. Also, that is a violation of community guidelines, and trust me, there's going to be more violations of community guidelines to come here in the future, because, well, apparently Saythe is no stranger to just trying to break the rules in order to try and get his way. Now, of course, Saythe ended up apparently trying to come up with some sort of evidence in order to try and prove his point, mainly in the form of, I guess, just community posts that Road Breach has shared, and well, the evidence provided is absolutely flimsy. One of the community posts is an image of Cerberus from Helltaker, and I feel like I don't have to explain to you why that doesn't prove any of Saythe's points whatsoever. So was your main evidence of Road Breach being a zoophile the simple fact that he seems to enjoy furry stuff? Really? That's gonna be your fucking evidence? Jesus Christ. We live in 2023, and I'm just genuinely surprised that, like, fucking edgy kids like this still want to try and make the conclusion that furry equals zoophile. Go to hell. And of course, another one of the posts was apparently some artwork by a user that goes by the name of Happy Like a Wall, which was a depiction of that individual's OC, which that character is apparently a completely different species that has no aging process, so we have to mainly go off of appearances, and judging by appearances, well, they look like a fully developed humanoid female, so what is the fucking problem here? Jesus Christ, what is wrong with people nowadays? I don't get it. But now we get into pretty much the main thing that caused an absolute fucking resonance cascade of bullshit to pretty much occur afterwards. And that is, of course, Brother Near's entire live stream, which was covering all of this information. It mainly contained himself, psychonaut therapy, Krillix, as well as a few other individuals that were connected to this situation. Now, of course, as they were discussing all of this, Saythe ended up appearing in the chat and was invited to the group call, to which Saythe proceeded to make himself look like a complete fucking idiot.
To prove otherwise, we've seen the full story so far, unless you have something to refute it.
If you want to get evidence, then go with Squiddy, not me. Look, it's a long story.
We invited your buddy Squiddy here too.
With such statements, such as this, when he was criticized for his lack of research integrity.
Without any
Like, no,
source.
Road Breach has done really messed up shit, but I don't
Like
have
what?
screenshots.
What's the evidence? Where's your evidence? What did he do?
Yeah, what do you do?
Like, dude, look, if you want evidence, then I'll be honest, I don't really have it at this
So
moment.
then,
With statements such as this, and I will play this clip for you right here.
right,
have all the time in the
contact-
world.
Well, Squiddy's not a very fucking credible source because he tried calling me a fucking Alta road breach just to show how fucking retarded he was.
I don't care if you think it's satirical. It's not something to joke about. Calling someone a pedophile is slander.
Like, autism is shit. I hate autism.
Yeah, there you have it. Apparently, Saythe just decided to go after Road Breach just for the simple fact that Road Breach was apparently autistic. And he just hates autistic people. If I need to explain to you why that is not only an extremely stupid thing to use as an excuse to go after someone, but is also just ableist as fuck, then honestly, you either A, need to do some research, or B, you need to get the fuck off my channel. But of course, it all pretty much came to a head when, during the final moments that Saythe was on this entire group call, which he ended up rage quitting the call soon afterwards, Road Breach came in with, well, a very reasonable, observation here. And I'll play that clip for you.
Yeah, I'm
You have
kind
all
of
the
busy.
time in the world to add shitty effects, but you can't be bothered to show evidence.
Road Breach, go kill yourself. I hope you die in a car.
But when he has a legitimate point about your video, you don't have a response other than shit. He's gone!
Oh, there he's go. There he goes. There he goes.
Pathetic little shit.
Yeah, apparently, Saythe's overall defense was to just tell Road Breach to go and low-tier God himself, and say that he hopes he gets run over by a fucking car before immediately leaving the group. Before immediately leaving the group chat altogether, just rage-quitting the entire goddamn thing. To put it very simply, Saythe ultimately just ended up looking even dumber than he did beforehand. But now we get into what happened afterwards, because after this ultimately happened, Saythe just went on a complete fucking downward spiral, basically trying to claim that Brother Near was apparently a Satanist, and his evidence was Brother Near making fan art of his friend's OC, which, I mean, first of all, who the fuck cares? Who the fuck actually gives a shit if Brother Near is, like, satanic or something along those lines? Like, we don't live in the fucking 80s anymore. I know we have, like, crazy evangelical idiots going around and claiming everything shy of the sun is apparently satanic, but I mean, like, goddammit, just shut the hell up already. But also, second of all, well, the Saythe ended up taking down that community post after he was called out by not only the person who created the OC depicted within the fan art, but also Brother Near himself. So, yeah, that just goes to show you the credibility of Saythe's arguments right there. But of course, that wasn't the only instance of Saythe beginning to lose his fucking mind, because he also decided to go out of his way to literally threaten Road Breach's fucking safety by literally doxing him and his family. For obvious reasons, I'm not showing the revealing information here, But yeah, and guess what, Saythe? That is also a violation of community guidelines, because that is a privacy violation. And of course he decided to double down on this by threatening psychotic therapy with doxing when he came in to criticize Saythe's overall actions. So yeah, it's pretty safe to say that Saythe has a few screws loose at this point. But now we get into the third community guidelines violation that Saythe has committed, and that is ban evasion, because some information was dug up about Saythe and the simple fact that he had some previous YouTube channels. These YouTube channels were struck down by YouTube themselves for, well, violating community guidelines, oddly enough. And even when Saythe tried to appeal these strikes, YouTube ended up reviewing them, doubled down, and said, yeah, no, fuck off. So that basically means that Saythe, using his current channel as actively as he is currently ban evading, which is, once again, a violation of YouTube community guidelines. So we're currently, 3 for 3 here when it comes to community guidelines violations, and for some reason Saythe is still on the fucking platform, despite the fact that he is an active danger to it. And of course, after that information was discovered, Brother Near 2.0, Psychotic Therapy, and Krulix ended up releasing their videos covering the situation. Now, you will in fact notice that if you decide to look up these channels in particular, one video is mysteriously absent, and that is of course Brother Near 2.0's video covering the situation. Now of course I personally have my own theories as to this. It is basically confirmed that YouTube is the one that ended up taking it down for whatever reason, but I have my own particular theories about this one. Either A, it's just YouTube pulling a YouTube moment and deciding to strike down a video for literally no reason without bothering to review it in any way, shape, or form, or B, and this one is equally as likely, it's quite possible that Saythe ended up rallying his fanbase to try and mass report Brother Near's video, and maybe the other videos, who really knows, and it just so happened that Brother Near's video was the only one that was successfully taken down using this method. And if it just so happens to be the second thing that is true here, then once again, Saythe, you're breaking community guidelines by doing this shit. But of course, that's pretty much where this entire situation ends. At the end of the day, Saythe is a complete fucking idiot. He hasn't really done anything, as of recently, outside of attempting to try and claim that a fake Road Breach account was apparently the real Road Breach, coming into a YouTube live chat and saying some suspicious things. To which, well, Saythe ended up disabling the live chat replay for a short amount of time in order to get rid of the fake Road Breach messages, so that way no one could try and check whether or not it was the real Road Breach. Spoiler alert, it is not the real Road Breach, it is a fake account with 2 subscribers, no content, and was created recently, so there you go. But that's overall where this entire situation just kind of ends at this point. I might make a follow-up video in case anything new comes about, but until then, that's pretty much the entire saga of Saythe, an individual that for some reason has broken community guidelines 3 fucking times, and is apparently still on the platform for some fucking reason. That's not even getting into the fact that he decided to make false allegations with literally 0 fucking evidence whatsoever, and decided to just run with it as gospel. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like. It's very well appreciated. Leave a comment down below what you thought about the video, what you want me to talk about next, and also subscribe to the channel if you're new and you want to see more content such as this. Also, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. Once again, I don't really have a joke for this one. I'm beginning to run out of jokes for my Twitter account. But yeah, anyways guys, this has been Saythe, and have yourselves a nice day.